Now a quick fix, which I just noticed that we need to implement. Our shadow is gone here on this category page. I didn't notice this earlier. This happens because on the category grid tile, I added overflow hidden. If I remove that here, then we have the shadow back, and it makes sense that we get it because with overflow hidden, we basically say, well, the grid item, which is this view around everything else here, that basically defines what we can see. The shape of this defines what we can see. And this simply crops the shadow as well. And well, that's of course something I don't necessarily want here. Now, of course, overflow hidden is important though, to make sure that the ripple effect works correctly. And the solution, therefore, is very, very simple. We can move our elevation here onto this grid item view, which is this extra view we added to restrict the ripple effect. So add the elevation there, maybe increase it to 5 so that we can see that a bit better. And with that, we can see that we'll have the shadow back on Android. We have the shadow now again. Now for iOS, you could think that you simply move these shadow properties here onto the same styling object, so onto grid item as well. But this won't do the trick, as you can tell. Here on iOS, we still have no shadow because their overflow hidden still crops the shadow. That's simply a little platform difference we have. But that's no problem. We can revert this. We can leave the shadow on a container. We could also move it here. Doesn't make a difference. What we can instead do is we can leverage the platform and make sure that we only set overflow hidden if we're on Android, because we really only need it there. We really only need it there to crop the shape for the ripple effect. So we can check if platform OS is equal to Android. And actually, we only use the ripple effect if we're on version 21 or higher. So if platform.version is greater or equal to 21, if that's the case, you want to set overflow to hidden, because then we need to crop this to make sure the ripple effect works correctly. Otherwise, we can set this to visible, which is the default, so that we have no cropping. Which means on iOS, we'll not set this to hidden, and therefore on iOS, we now have the shadow again too. And on Android, we also have the shadow, but we still have the correct ripple effect. So that's a little improvement, totally optional improvement, but of course there to fix our styling, which I want to implement here to make sure we have the style again, which we wanted.